Paegans did a single that came out in the spring of '67. We cut 2 tracks, I Can Only Give You Everything by the group Them, Van Morrison's band, and Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles.
That was amazing. I couldn't believe it, you know. Good Day Sunshine, you know. I think we beat the Beatles out in a competition.
It's our hit record in Rockford. We were number 1 on WRLK and we were number 1 on WJRL.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We were getting attention from people in Chicago because we had, you know, who are these guys that got this #1 record?
When the single got airplay in Rockford, WCFL in Chicago played it on the morning show, Joel Sebastian's show, and he had a show called Boss Comparison where he played same song by 2 different artists and then you'd vote for your favorite. Joel Sebastian played Paegans and he played the Beatles version of Good Day Sunshine, and lo and behold, the Paegans version won the vote that day.
Check, check.
In the fall of 2013, John got a hold of me and said he'd been talking with the people from the East High School reunion. And they thought it'd be kind of neat if the Paegans played. So John got a hold of everybody and we started rehearsing in May.
John Ferlin, bass guitarist, vocalist.
Steve Carlson, lead guitar.
Rick Schneider, organ.
My name is Jerry Parlapiano. I play guitar, sing vocals.
I'm Bunny Carlos. I play drums. Paegans got back together for this gig because East High School having a 45th reunion.
You know, this seems to be a good time to try to do a reunion. This is a good opportunity for us to get back together, and it's been fun, and I'm sure that the class reunion will be fun.
So it's been a very fun thing. I realize now that how good we've all been as musicians. Getting the Paegans back together, the reunion is unique.
I haven't seen Bun in 40 years, and it's kind of nice to be able to chat with him and hear some of his stories.
Ready? I'm ready. 8 days a week. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. For me, the rehearsals are the best part. That's what we used to do more than any gigs, was rehearse. Memories I have of the Paegans are sitting in the basement learning all the songs.
We were a good group. We were good, you know. And I was young. I got to admit that. I was very young. Steve was the dad, so to speak, you know. Steve kept us all together. I remember when Pat Piper and I played a talent show at Lincoln Junior High School. I remember that. And we did Catch a Falling Star. He played guitar, and I played guitar too, and it was all instrumental, no vocals. And that's how it started.
Over several years, I had tried to put bands together, and we ran into Jerry, and Bun was there.
I know we all pretty much met at Lincoln Junior High School. We didn't really start playing as the Paegans until sometime in late summer, I believe. No, that wouldn't be right.
I don't remember where John came into the picture.
I'm sure Bunny has a better memory about this than I do.
In 1966, I got in a band with Jerry Parlapiano and a guy we went to junior high school with named Pat Piper. And we had a little band, and then I think Steve ran into Jerry somewhere. And we started practicing over at a guy's house named Greg Pierce. Started practicing in Greg's basement. John Ferlin joined us, and then Rick and Steve and Jerry and John and myself, and Greg had a band. We did a couple gigs, and Greg quit. And Jerry and Steve said, I can sing this stuff. So that became the Paegans. I think before that we were called the Stompers for like a cup of coffee or something.
I mean, I can't even begin to guess how many gigs. We would play pretty much every weekend, and on occasion we'd get you know, a Friday and a Saturday gig.
The first gig, now come on, you're pressing me because I was 14 years old. You got to remember it.
First gig, no one's too sure about what the first gig was or when or where, but I know one of the very first ones was at the Jewish Community Center on Parkview Avenue in Rockford.
Yeah, it was some girl's birthday party, and some guy kept unplugging my amp, which made me mad, and I eventually had to whack him in the back of the neck with my bass, and then there was noise, and the father came down and said, "All right, this party's over."
Yeah, the gigs we played, they were all usually 3 sets, like down at the YWCA or over at St. Mary's.
And for a long time, there was a lot of competition from like the Grim Reapers and of course the Esquires from Belvedere. Yeah, all the bands back then played Sherwood.
There were so many friends that came there. It was so cool how they did it because they had 2 stages. Had one on one side, one on the other. It was the greasers against the surfers. You know, there were fights. Yeah, there were fights. And there were, but kind of friendly fights.
There was a bar in Monroe, and we were playing, I remember we were doing I'll Follow the Sun by the Beatles, and there was a fight behind me. The stage was in the center of the room. And I turned around in the middle of the song and saw some guy hit another guy right over the head with a beer bottle and smash it. And I thought, this is pretty cool. So that was JD's White Elephant in Monroe. Some of the new Paegans, the honorary Paegans. That's John Bishoff, the guy behind the camera giving me the bird, and Steve Carlson's kid, Grant.
Back in the mid-'60s when they were playing, I was in a band called The Intruders. After The Intruders broke up, Bun and I had the idea to start a new band and had a couple of practices, but then I got an offer to be in a soul band with a horn section called the Brotherhood, and Bun went on to be in several other bands.
We haven't played in 47 years together, but so we're going to make this a dress rehearsal, I guess.
And we decided, yeah, it'd be nice to do a warm-up date just to be ready when we play the reunion. So we booked a gig at Mary's.
It's been some of the most fun I've had in the music biz in a long time. We did a live gig at Mary's place, downtown Rockford. It was incredible. It was like going back in time. Saw so many of our old friends and fans, and the place was packed out, SRO crowd. The whole thing's been real exciting.
We found some studio time available here in the studio in Rockford. Just thought we'd come in and just maybe put a couple of the tracks down. So we got a little souvenir of the thing. The songs the Paegans were doing at the reunion are all off of 1966 and 1967 Paegan set list.
Hang on, super, super, hang on. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, baby. 8 days a week.
It's great. I love it. And I think we sound good together. You know, the 2014 Paegans sound great together. Maybe because we just feel each other, we know each other, even though we've been apart for such a long time. But it's worked out great.
Thank you. We've loved it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.